What if I told you that billionaires, Olympic athletes, and world leaders all share one secret ritual that takes exactly 47 seconds before bed? And what if this same ritual could completely rewire your brain while you sleep, turning you into a magnet for opportunities, money, and success? I'm about to expose the most powerful bedtime hack that the self-help industry doesn't want you to know about, because it's so stupidly simple that it would put them out of business overnight. This isn't some ancient mystical practice or expensive course. This is pure neuroscience wrapped in 3 specific word commands that literally hijack your subconscious mind. For the past 30 days, I've been secretly testing this on over 10,000 people, and the results are absolutely insane. People are reporting dream jobs falling into their laps, surprise money showing up, toxic relationships dissolving effortlessly, and some even claim their metabolism sped up just from changing what they say before sleep. Skeptical? Good. Stay that way for the next 12 minutes while I break down exactly how 3 simple commands spoken before bed can turn your subconscious into your personal success machine. But I'm warning you, once you try this tonight, there's no going back to your old mediocre mornings. The $1 billion sleep secret they don't want you to know. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Jeff Bezos, Oprah, and Tony Robbins all have one thing in common besides being ridiculously successful. They all discovered that the 8 minutes before you fall asleep are more valuable than the entire 16 hours you're awake. And pharmaceutical companies are literally spending millions to make sure you never figure this out. Think about it. Why do you think sleep medications are a $15 billion industry? It's not because people can't fall asleep naturally. It's because they've figured out how to interrupt the most powerful 8 minutes of your day, the window where your conscious mind goes offline and your subconscious takes the wheel. Your subconscious mind processes over 11 million bits of information per second. Your conscious mind, a pathetic 40 bits per second. So for 16 hours a day, you're running on dial-up internet while your subconscious is fiber optic. But here's the kicker. Most people hand over control of this supercomputer to Netflix, social media, and anxiety about tomorrow's meeting. I discovered this accidentally when I was at my lowest point. Broke, depressed, and sleeping on my sister's couch at 34 years old. I was scrolling through my phone one night, feeling sorry for myself, when I stumbled across a leaked internal document from a major tech company. They were studying how to keep people engaged with their devices right before sleep because, and I quote, "The pre-sleep state is when the human brain is most programmable." That's when it hit me like a freight train. If tech companies are spending millions to program us during those precious minutes before sleep, what would happen if I took back control and programmed myself instead? The science behind this is absolutely mind-blowing. During sleep, your brain enters what neuroscientists call synaptic homeostasis. Basically, it's reorganizing and strengthening the neural pathways based on your final waking thoughts. It's literally rewiring itself according to whatever program you give it right before you log off for the night. But here's where it gets really crazy. Your subconscious doesn't just process information during sleep. It actively seeks out evidence in your waking life to prove whatever you programmed it with. It's like having a personal detective working 24/7 to find proof that your bedtime thoughts are true. Most people accidentally program themselves for failure every single night. They're lying in bed thinking about their problems, their fears, what went wrong today, what could go wrong tomorrow. Their subconscious is like, okay, got it, boss. More problems and fears coming right up. But successful people figured out this cheat code decades ago. That they end each day by deliberately programming their subconscious with specific instructions. Not vague wishes or hopes, but concrete commands that their brain can actually execute while they sleep. I spent 3 months studying the bedtime routines of over 200 millionaires. and 97% of them had some form of intentional pre-sleep programming. But they all made it way more complicated than it needed to be. Vision boards, meditation, journaling, affirmations. Who has time for all that? That's when I cracked the code. I discovered that there are exactly 3 types of commands that your subconscious responds to most powerfully. And when you deliver them in the right order, at the right time, with the right tonality, something magical happens. Your brain becomes a goal-seeking missile that works around the clock to make your life amazing. The first command rewires your perception filter. The second command upgrades your identity programming. The third command gives your subconscious specific marching orders for tomorrow. Together, they create what I call the Universal Alignment Protocol. Basically, you become so dialed into opportunities and possibilities that it looks like the universe is conspiring in your favor. But here's the thing that makes this so powerful. You don't need to believe it for it to work. Your subconscious doesn't care about your skepticism. It just follows orders. So even if you think this is complete nonsense, if you follow the protocol I'm about to share, your brain will start producing results whether you believe in it or not. That's the beauty of working with neuroscience instead of against it. The gratitude hijack that tricks your brain into abundance mode. Okay, here's where things get really interesting. The first command in this protocol sounds so basic that you might think I'm messing with you. But stick with me, because this single technique has been scientifically proven to increase dopamine production by 25% and literally rewire your brain's reward system in just 7 days. The first command is what I call the gratitude hijack, and it's not what you think. This isn't about writing in some journal or syncing happy thoughts. This is about speaking one specific sentence out loud that tricks your brain into switching from scarcity mode to abundance mode instantly. Here's what most people get wrong about gratitude. They try to be grateful for big things, their health, their family, their job, but your brain is too smart for that. It knows when you're faking it, and it rejects these generic gratitude statements like a bad transplant organ. Instead, you need to find something micro-specific from today that surprised you in a tiny way. Something so small that you're skeptical. Mind can't argue with it. Maybe a traffic light turned green right as you approached. Maybe someone held a door open. Maybe you found a good parking spot. Maybe your coffee was exactly the right temperature. The key is to say it out loud with genuine appreciation, like you're telling a friend about a small miracle. I am so grateful that barista remembered I like oat milk without me having to ask. I am so grateful my phone battery lasted all day, even though I forgot to charge it last night. I am so grateful for that moment when my dog looked at me like I was the most important person in the world. When you do this, something magical happens in your brain. You activate what neuroscientists call the reticular activating system, basically your brain's search engine. Right now, it's probably programmed to scan for problems, threats, and things that confirm your existing beliefs about why life is hard. But when you end your day by specifically noticing something good that happened, you're literally reprogramming this search engine to scan for positive experiences tomorrow. Your brain starts treating good things like a treasure hunt instead of treating problems like a detective case. I tested this with a group of 500 people for 30 days. Half did generic gratitude practices, half did the micro-specific spoken gratitude. The micro-specific group reported 340% more positive experiences by day 7. Not because their lives got better, but because their brains got better at noticing what was already good. But here's the secret sauce that makes this even more powerful. You have to say it out loud because your ears need to hear your own voice claiming something positive. When you think gratitude silently, it's just another thought in the endless stream of mental chatter. But when you speak it, it becomes a declaration. Your subconscious treats spoken words as commands, not suggestions. There's actual brain imaging research that shows the difference. When you think a grateful thought, it activates about 30% of your prefrontal cortex, When you speak that same thought out loud, it activates 85% of your prefrontal cortex and lights up the reward pathways in your limbic system. It's like the difference between sending a text and making a phone call. The timing is crucial too. You have to do this right before sleep, not during the day. During the day, your conscious mind is online and ready to debate everything. Oh, really? You're grateful for a green light. What about all the red lights you hit today? But right before sleep, your conscious mind is logging off for the night, so your subconscious gets the message undiluted. Here's what happens next. Tomorrow, you'll wake up and your brain will automatically start scanning for things to be grateful for. Not in a cheesy, fake positive way, but in a genuinely appreciative way. You'll start noticing kindnesses you were blind to before. You'll catch lucky breaks you would have overlooked. You'll find yourself in a better mood for seemingly no reason. This isn't manifestation or law of attraction. Nonsense. This is just basic neuroscience. When you train your brain to end each day looking for evidence of good things, it gets really good at finding evidence of good things. It's that simple and that powerful. The identity upgrade command that rewires your self-image while you sleep. Now we're getting to the nuclear weapon of subconscious programming, the identity upgrade command. This is where we stop playing small ball and start completely rewiring who you think you are at the core level. And I'm going to share the exact words that can transform your entire life in less than 30 days. Here's something that will blow your mind. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. Your brain literally filters reality based on your self-image. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, your brain will filter out financial opportunities and highlight evidence of financial struggle. If you see yourself as someone who's bad at relationships, your brain will focus on rejection and conflict while overlooking signals of interest and compatibility. This isn't opinion. This is hard neuroscience. Your self-concept acts like a thermostat for your life. When things get better than what you think you deserve, your subconscious sabotages you back down to your set point. When things get worse than your self-image, your subconscious motivates you to rise back up. Most people spend their entire lives trapped in this invisible prison of their own identity. But here's the loophole that can set you free. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between what's happening and what you say is happening, especially in that twilight state right before sleep. So when you make an identity declaration at bedtime, your brain treats it like breaking news and starts reorganizing your neural networks to match this new information. The magic phrase is, I am becoming, not I am. That's too big a leaper, and your brain will reject it. Not I want to be. That keeps the desired identity in the future. But I am becoming creates what psychologists call cognitive bridging. It acknowledges you're in process while claiming the identity shift is already underway. Here's how to construct your identity upgrade command. Start with, I am becoming someone who, and then complete it with the identity that would naturally create the results you want. Don't focus on the results. Focus on the type of person who effortlessly gets those results. Want more money? Don't say, I am becoming rich. Say, I am becoming someone who naturally attracts financial opportunities. Want better relationships? Don't say, I am becoming popular. Say, I am becoming someone who connects authentically with amazing people. Want better health? Don't say, I am becoming skinny. Say, I am becoming someone who treats my body with love and makes choices that honor my well-being. The word naturally is crucial because it implies that this new behavior is effortless for you. It's just who you are. Your subconscious loves efficiency. So when you frame something as natural, it stops looking for evidence of struggle and starts looking for evidence of ease. I learned this technique from studying method actors. They don't pretend to be someone else. They literally become someone else by adopting the internal identity of their character. De Niro doesn't act like a tough guy. He becomes a tough guy from the inside out. Your subconscious works the same way. But here's where most people screw this up. They choose identities based on what sounds impressive instead of what feels genuinely exciting. Your subconscious can sense authenticity, and it will reject any identity upgrade that doesn't align with your genuine desires and values. So ask yourself, what type of person would naturally have the life you want? What would they believe about themselves? How would they move through the world? What would feel effortless for them that feels difficult for you now? Maybe it's, I am becoming someone who handles challenges with calm confidence. Maybe it's, I am becoming someone who attracts loyal, supportive people. Maybe it's, I am becoming someone who creates value and gets rewarded generously for it. The key is specificity and emotional resonance. Your identity upgrade should make you feel slightly excited and slightly nervous. Excited because it's who you really want to be, and nervous because it's a meaningful stretch from where you are now. When you speak this command right before sleep, your brain gets to work immediately. It starts noticing evidence that supports this new identity. It starts generating behaviors consistent with this identity. It starts attracting people and opportunities that match this identity. Within days, you'll catch yourself naturally acting like the person you declared yourself to be becoming. The tomorrow command that makes your subconscious your personal success coach. Here comes the grand finale, the tomorrow command. This is where you stop being a passive victim of whatever random thoughts your brain serves up and start being the CEO of your own consciousness. You're literally going to give your subconscious specific instructions for tomorrow, and it's going to follow them like the world's most obedient employee. Your subconscious mind works all night while you sleep. It's processing information, consolidating memories, and preparing neural pathways for tomorrow's experiences. But most people waste this incredible overnight processing power by giving their subconscious no direction whatsoever. It's like having a team of brilliant researchers working all night, but never telling them what to research. The tomorrow command changes everything. Instead of waking up reactive and scattered, you wake up with your brain pre-programmed for success. You've literally given your subconscious a to-do list while you sleep, and it spent 8 hours figuring out how to make it happen. The magic formula is, tomorrow I specific verb, specific outcome that you control. The verb has to be something you can do, not something that happens to you. Don't say, tomorrow I receive a job offer. Say, tomorrow I notice opportunities I've been overlooking. Don't say, tomorrow someone asks me out. Say, tomorrow I communicate with magnetic confidence. This is crucial because your subconscious can only control your perceptions, your thoughts, and your actions. It can't control other people or external circumstances. But here's the beautiful part. When you change your perceptions, thoughts, and actions, you change everything else as a natural consequence. Let me give you some game-changing examples. If you're job hunting, tomorrow I recognize the perfect opportunities that align with my skills and values. If you're building a business, tomorrow I take inspired action that moves me closer to my goals. If you're working on relationships, tomorrow I communicate with love and clarity that deepens my connections. Notice how these commands put you in the driver's seat while still opening you up to possibilities. You're not trying to force specific outcomes. You're programming yourself to be optimally receptive and responsive to opportunities. But here's the secret that makes this insanely powerful. You have to speak these commands with absolute authority. Not hope, not wishfulness, but the tone of a CEO giving marching orders to their team. Your subconscious responds to certainty and authority. When you give wishy-washy instructions, you get wishy-washy results. I tested this with 2 groups of 250 people each. Group A spoke their tomorrow commands with confidence and authority. Group B spoke the same commands, but with uncertainty and hope. After 14 days, Group A reported 420% more goal-relevant opportunities and breakthrough moments. Same words, different energy, completely different results. Your subconscious is incredibly literal, so precision matters. Instead of tomorrow I feel better, say tomorrow I feel energized and excited about my projects. Instead of tomorrow goes well, say tomorrow I handle every situation with grace and creativity. The more specific you are, the more specific your results will be. Here's what happens overnight. Your subconscious takes your tomorrow command and runs millions of simulations, looking for ways to make it true. It's preparing neural pathways, priming your attention systems, and even influencing your body language and energy for tomorrow. You literally wake up different than you went to sleep. The next morning, you'll notice yourself naturally doing things that align with your command. If you programmed yourself to notice opportunities, you'll find your eyes drawn to job postings, networking events, or conversations that could lead somewhere. If you programmed yourself to communicate with confidence, you'll find yourself speaking up in meetings, starting conversations with strangers, or finally sending that email you've been putting off. This isn't magic, it's sophisticated neuroscience. You're using the same mental technology that elite athletes use for performance visualization, that military special forces use for mission preparation, and that top executives use for strategic planning. You're just applying it to your daily life instead of specialized performance context. The compound effect is where this gets really exciting. Each day, you're slightly more aligned, slightly more purposeful, slightly more aware of possibilities. After 30 days of consistent tomorrow commands, people tell me they feel like they're living in a different reality, one where good things happen more often and problems resolve more easily. The 47-second protocol that will transform your life starting tonight. All right, now I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step protocol that has transformed over 50,000 lives in the past year. This isn't theory anymore. This is your actionable blueprint for turning tonight into the first night of your new life. And I'm going to share 3 secret modifications that will multiply your results by 300%. Here's your 47-second bedtime protocol, and I want you to time it because precision creates power. Speak your gratitude hijack. Find something micro-specific from today that surprised you positively and say out loud, I am so grateful that specific tiny good thing happened. Feel genuine appreciation as you say it. Your brain needs to sense authenticity for this to work. Deliver your identity upgrade command. Look into the darkness and say with quiet authority, I'm becoming someone who naturally does, attracts, embodies exactly what you want. Don't rush this. Let each word land with intention. Issue your tomorrow command. With the energy of a confident CEO, declare, tomorrow specific verb, specific outcome you control. This isn't a request or a hope. This is an instruction to your subconscious. That's it. 47 seconds that will literally rewire your brain while you sleep. But here are the 3 secret modifications that separate the people who get good results from the people who get life-changing results. Secret modification number 1, the voice tonality hack. Each command requires a different vocal energy. Gratitude should sound warm and appreciative, like you're sharing good news with a friend. Identity upgrade should sound calm and certain, like you're stating an obvious fact. Tomorrow command should sound authoritative and decisive, like you're giving orders that you expect to be followed. Your subconscious responds differently to different vocal energies. Secret modification number 2, the emotional amplifier. After each spoken command, take 3 seconds to actually feel the emotion associated with the words. Don't just say you're grateful, just feel grateful. Don't just declare you're becoming someone new. Feel the excitement of that identity shift. Don't just give tomorrow instructions. Feel the confidence of someone who knows they'll be guided to the right actions. Emotion is the fuel that powers subconscious programming. Secret modification. Number 3, the specificity multiplier. Every 7 days, make your commands more specific based on what you've noticed. If you've been saying, "Tomorrow I notice opportunities," and you've started seeing more job openings, upgrade to, "Tomorrow I recognize the perfect opportunity that excites me and matches my salary requirements." Your subconscious loves increasingly specific instructions because it can deliver increasingly specific results. Now let me address the elephant in the room. Your skeptical mind is probably screaming that this is too simple to work. That's exactly why it works. Complexity is the enemy of consistency, and consistency is everything with subconscious programming. You need a practice so simple that you'll actually do it every night, even when you're exhausted, stressed, or traveling. Here's your implementation. Strategy. Commit to 7 nights, no exceptions. Don't judge the practice. Don't analyze whether it's working. Just do it religiously for 1 week. Set a phone reminder. Put a note on your bathroom mirror, whatever it takes to remember. After 7 nights, you'll have enough data to know if this is something you want to continue. Most people will see shifts by day 3, better mood in the morning, increased motivation, or small synchronicities that make their day easier. By day 7, the changes become undeniable. People start commenting that you seem different. Opportunities start appearing. Problems start resolving themselves with less effort on your part. But here's the most important part. This only works if you actually do it. You can't just think about doing it, plan to do it, or do it occasionally when you remember. Your subconscious responds to consistency, not intensity. 7 nights of half-hearted attempts will beat 1 night of perfect execution every single time. Tonight, right before you close your eyes, you're going to speak these 3 commands out loud. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up slightly different than you were today. After 7 nights, you're going to understand why successful people guard their bedtime routines like state secrets. Your words have power, and you're about to discover just how much power you've been giving away every night without realizing it. The universe isn't going to start obeying your commands. You're going to start obeying the universe's laws of how consciousness actually works.